Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where two police officers harassed an entire family by throwing the father in the back of a patrol vehicle and unlawfully detaining the mother while the kids cried alone in the car. In February 2023, a family of 6 was driving home when both parents noticed that a patrol vehicle had been following them for quite some time, tailing them and flashing high beams at their car. In fact, the officer even allegedly turned off his headlights completely for no apparent reason, all while chasing them, but not officially initiating a traffic stop. Judging by this unusual series of events, the wife, namely Miss Michelle, pulled out her mobile phone and started recording. Bear in mind that Miss Michelle was recording on her own phone, not her husband's. This minor detail comes into play later in the incident. We're about to review footage from the officer's dashcam, along with Miss Michelle's phone. We'd like to give credit to Lackluster for the footage.
Hey, pull me over to tell my brights on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, he's just waiting. Yeah, I guess record him. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I've got the video going.
I think he's gonna try to say like I'm swerving or something. Or...
Put your turn signal on and take a left on your road. Just stating all that for the video.
Here we go. Look, I gave him my phone. All right, he pulled us over
before we get to our house. So what? For what reason?
As seen from the footage, Miss Michelle's husband, Mr. John, had unintentionally touched the center line of the road, which was likely because he was focusing on the officer right behind his car. Bear in mind that no traffic rule, or any law in general, was broken prior to this. But now the officer, namely Deputy Gerard Williams with the Levy County Sheriff's Department, essentially had a reason to finally initiate a lawful traffic stop after several minutes of tailgating John's car. And as most of us know, a police officer under the Fourth Amendment is lawfully allowed to pull you over with reasonable suspicion of breaking the law. Here we can say that Deputy Williams had much more than just suspicion. Any strange or illegal traffic maneuver at all, in the officer's own judgment, can give them cause to pull you over. As you can tell, it's pretty easy to legally pull over even the soberest of drivers. In this case, he did witness Mr. John touch the center line of the road, so we can conclude that the traffic stop was in fact lawful. Though this certainly doesn't mean that Deputy Williams did not maliciously follow the family to try and wait for this very opportunity. Anyway, as expected, Mr. John immediately put on his turn signal and pulled into another roadway, coming to a complete stop. An important detail to keep in mind is that he had now taken his wife's phone to continue recording and keep the officer in check, which makes perfect sense because he was the one in the driver's seat, meaning the officer would make contact with him first.
How you doing? Deputy Levy County Sheriff's Department. Got your driver's license for me?
Yeah.
Reason why I pulled you over, you're weaving wobbling all over the road. Everything all right?
That's not true.
Yeah, no, I mean I really wasn't, but yeah, everything's good now. I got bad struts or whatever, but I mean it wasn't all over the road.
I got a camera. I'm watching you. I'm behind you.
Yeah, no, I've been recording ever since you turned around. I've been recording too. I don't know about no swerving or nothing. I mean, I got loose shots.
I don't pull people over for the fun of it. You guys understand that, right?
That wasn't swerving or nothing.
So what do you?
You hitting the yellow lines? The yellow lines? That's a swerve.
There were people on the road. I went around them. It's the only time.
That's a swerve, okay? I'm not gonna argue with you guys.
Oh, they were in the road. What?
Okay, nobody's.
Oh, I was recording it.
He jerked around and did a U-turn after he passed us because he's fishing for tickets within our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now, Deputy Williams claimed that Mr. John was swerving and weaving all over the place. But as we've seen, such was not the case. It was just one instance of touching the center line which gave Deputy Williams reasonable suspicion to pull Mr. John over. Things immediately weren't looking good, especially because of the officer's attitude. Anyway, Deputy Williams returned to his patrol vehicle to run Mr. John's license and check for any warrants. For reasons we will soon discuss, the system alerted that Mr. John actually had a warrant for his arrest. Nobody was aware of this, including Mr. John himself and his wife. Here's the catch. This warrant was fraudulent. We learned that 5 months before this encounter, an officer allegedly witnessed Mr. John reverse his car into a portable roadside sign. The officer wrote in a report that the sign was 40 inches by 84 inches and rectangular in shape. By the looks of it, this sign was rather small, and it would be safe to say that not many drivers would spot it, certainly not while backing up. The officer also wrote that at the time, he didn't really notice that the sign had been damaged, he only saw it move a little. The officer observed Mr. John drive away and only then realized that there was damage to the sign. Out of pure negligence and tyranny, the officer went ahead and cited Mr. John for leaving the scene of an accident without giving information. But the thing is, Mr. John was never handed this citation and had no idea about the court dates associated with it. This is why there was a warrant issued for his arrest. And as you will now see, the couple was utterly confused when Deputy Williams placed Mr. John under arrest.
John, do me a favor, step out.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep recording though.
That's fine. That's fine. Turn around and face away from me.
How am I facing away?
When you get out, turn around and keep.
Is there a reason why you said me?
Come on.
I ain't got a warrant.
Turn around and face away from me.
I ain't got a warrant, no.
Change anything back, lady friend.
I got a warrant.
That you do.
For what?
Not going to court when you got a ticket.
I don't got.
He doesn't have a ticket.
No.
He doesn't have a ticket. He has no ticket. He's got current probation. He's got probation right now. He just saw his officer on Court Street.
Hey, listen.
A few days ago.
You hop back in the car.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, I'm keeping it on record.
I don't play that.
Yeah.
Hop back in the car.
Now you're cussing.
Hop back in the car.
Yeah, I don't got a
Like
warrant.
according to my system, right now as we speak, you have a warrant.
Okay. County?
Leaving.
I don't. My license is good. I don't have a
It has nothing to do with the license. You have a warrant for your arrest out of my county.
For what charge?
Okay?
Hey, can you look into that? Because I know I got.
I just looked into it. It's a 98% chance.
But I just saw my probation officer check.
They're not going to tell you this. They're not going to tell you
I have a
this.
court date for. I don't go to court.
You
for
hang tight.
nothing.
I'll let you know.
Went to court. I've been sentenced. I've been on probation for 4 months. I don't have a court date. I've been down a court for 4 months. I mean, I have December I've been down the court.
You left the scene of an accident without giving information. That is what your warrant is for. That's what your warrant's for.
I wasn't in no accident.
I'm telling you what it's for. Was I there? Was I the person you dealt with?
Leaving the scene of an accident.
Leaving the scene of an accident? What accident?
750 on leave. 6-5 for the deal.
I don't got time for all that. What?
You guys are mad at me pointing fingers at me and I didn't do shit.
Oh yeah, no, you right now you're cussing and
Romeo 100 475 83
there's been no accident, so
I ain't hit nobody. Ain't nobody hit me.
Do you not know how the law works?
there's been no accident.
Hold on. Do you not know how
I
the law
do know
works?
my rights,
Okay,
actually.
so I told you to get back in the car.
I am in the car. I said I'm recording.
I told you to get back in the car.
I can see the adrenaline pumping through your system. You need
Because
to
I
calm
told you
down.
to. Okay. You know what? If I made the decision for
Do
you,
I
if I
need
made
to
the
shut
decision
the
for you to
door?
go to jail,
I'm in the car.
Okay,
I'm in the car. Do I need to shut the door before the guy freaks out?
You hop in the car.
I've been in the car.
No,
Camera.
let's go. Let's go. I don't care.
Let me
Let's
start
go.
to cool down.
Let's go. Pop in there.
Can you not please?
Pop in there.
Michelle, you better not.
Pop in there.
Bro, and I ain't
Pop
got
in
a
there.
warrant, dude. I ain't getting a wreck. I'm not.
Swing your feet real.
By now, as pointed out by Miss Michelle, Deputy Williams' lack of professionalism has become prominent. At the Levy County Sheriff's Office, they make it clear that their mission is to provide quality, professional, local law enforcement and correctional services tailored to individual communities to improve public safety, to ensure Levy County is a safe place to work and live. It's also stated that we create and employ the most advanced skills and methods of providing law enforcement services. We maintain the highest professional standards possible. We act in ways that bring honor to the profession and build trust, confidence, and respect with the communities and people we serve. Ironically, they mention that the public is our customer. We serve our customer by responding in a professional, courteous, and efficient manner. So Deputy Williams was basically acting against what his department stands for. And now, to make matters worse, Deputy Williams, out of pure retaliation, approached Miss Michelle and confronted her. Bear in mind that Deputy Williams had absolutely nothing to do with her. His concern was with Mr. John, and he was already placed in the back of his patrol vehicle at that point. The ordeal should have ended there and then, allowing Miss Michelle to drive off with her 4 children. But Deputy Williams wanted to escalate this situation, as you will now see.
Does there seem to be a problem here?
I'm very concerned about what's going on because there's never been any accident and he's not had a warrant.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you one question. What does that have to do with me? Was I there? Was I there?
I wasn't there either.
So you want to escalate things
I'm
when I
not
told you, when I gave you a
escalating
lawful command to get back in your car?
I got in the car.
Okay? There's an officer safety issue with
I've
you
been
two.
in the car. Sorry. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding.
I don't care about the misunderstanding.
I was in the car. I was in the car. I didn't
Go ahead.
understand.
The misunderstanding will have you locked up.
The door
okay?
being shut.
I don't care.
Okay, well, I feel like you might have escalated the situation because we know nothing about an accident or a warrant or anything.
Following this, a second officer, namely Deputy Quincy, arrived as backup to help transport Mr. John to jail. But instead of carrying out their rightful duties, both officers engaged in arguably the most ridiculous conversation we've heard on Audit Archive. Hear for yourself.
No, I got back in the car as soon as you said to.
Hey, listen. This conversation ain't about between me and you.
You're not going to sit and tell a lie. It's on camera. I got right back in the car, buddy.
What's she recording? Everything is here. Like, put the phone in evidence just in case. I know, because it's his phone.
Ariel, it's okay, baby. Please quit crying.
All right. So let me see that phone.
I'm sorry.
Let me see that phone.
You can't have this phone.
Listen, I'm not going to ask you again.
You cannot have the phone. That is not.
Come on. Don't worry about it. You'll go to jail too.
Oh, why would I go to jail?
Get out.
What? You can have the phone. Get your hands off me.
Out. Put your hands right back.
What are you doing to me?
Cuss. I ain't got
What are you doing to me? I'm not resisting or anything. I don't need cuffs. You're not allowed to take the phone. Eliana, please get in your seat. Nothing's going on. Nothing's wrong.
I'll tell you how this works.
Okay.
This is like I explained to you. When I gave you...
I got back in the car.
This is his property. He's going to jail. So when I told you to give me this phone...
Okay.
No. When I told you to give me this phone...
It's not his phone. It's my phone.
Okay. When I got here, who had the phone in their hands?
That's my phone.
Okay.
I did. It's on the video, too, that I had in my hands. It's my phone.
When I walked up here, he had
It's my phone.
I don't care. You're going to jail.
Why would I go to jail? I can't go to jail. I've got 4 kids. I didn't do anything wrong. I said you can have the phone.
You should have thought about it.
Yes, I said we could have the phone, sir. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes. Can I call them? I didn't do anything wrong. It's my phone. It's my phone. It's not his phone.
Stop yelling and listen.
I'm not yelling. I'm listening.
Where's the phone number?
It's under Wayne, and that phone that's...
Bro, I need a supervisor, man.
Bro,
You're throwing some of my kids?
Listen.
We didn't do nothing.
Listen, you're going to get your ass back over here. You're going to sit in this seat so she can get in there over there.
What about my kids?
She should have thought about that.
Okay,
slide over here.
All right, okay,
slide over
right,
here.
Okay, all right, cool. You got no reason to go out of your way to my life or my family. It's good.
So it's your life and your family.
Yeah, but I do nothing to pull me over.
It's your life and your family.
For one, and two, I ain't got a warrant. You ain't even looking into it. I ain't got a warrant.
Guess what? You didn't hear my dispatch? You didn't hear my dispatch?
I ain't got no warrant. There's no hit and run for what? I ain't been in no accident.
You're mad at me for doing my job.
You ain't doing your job. If you're doing your job, you want to pull me over.
Apparently there's issues.
I didn't go out of the line. No, you...
To each his own, bro. To each his own.
As we've just witnessed, both officers essentially conspired against the family by not only coming up with an unlawful reason to seize personal property, but also by illegally placing the mother in handcuffs and detaining her for no reason whatsoever. Quite literally speaking, Deputy Williams hated the way Miss Michelle was rightfully questioning him about the ordeal, and he was waiting to come up with the perfect excuse to somehow exercise and abuse his authority over an innocent mother. This opportunity arose as soon as Deputy Quincy arrived and spoke to Deputy Williams about the situation. Deputy Williams' face lit up when he came up with the delusional idea that he had the right to seize personal property and shamelessly pull Miss Michelle out and snatch her own phone from her hands while baselessly assuming that it was Mr. John's. According to Florida's Stop and Frisk Law, as per Section 901.151 of the Florida statutes, it stated that whenever any law enforcement officer of this state encounters any person under circumstances which reasonably indicate that such person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a violation of the criminal laws of this state, or the criminal ordinances of any municipality or county, the officer may temporarily detain such person. Also, seizing Miss Michelle's phone violated her Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable searches and seizures. An officer must have probable cause to believe the phone contains evidence of a crime to lawfully seize it. Deputy Williams had no such probable cause related to Miss Michelle. On top of this, in the 1969 case of Chamel v. California, the court ruled that only the property belonging to an arrestee can be seized. Under this ruling, the search incident to arrest exception allows law enforcement officers to conduct a search of an arrestee and the immediate surrounding area without a warrant. The purpose of this exception is to ensure officer safety and prevent the destruction of evidence. However, the scope of this exception is limited to items that are within the immediate control or reach of the arrestee at the time of the arrest. But here's the main point. The court emphasized that the search incident to arrest exception does not authorize the seizure of property that does not belong to the arrestee. This means that if an arrestee is found in possession of certain items, such as a bag or a vehicle, law enforcement cannot automatically search or seize the contents of those items without a separate justification, such as a warrant or another recognized exception to the warrant requirement.
I'm cooperating. I've got 4 kids. One of them's a baby.
Okay.
He's got cancer right now. I've got to take him to his appointment to chemo in the morning in Gainesville. There's like nothing.
This is all things you should think about.
Okay, I didn't do anything wrong, officer. I didn't do anything wrong.
These are all things you can think about.
Okay, he said
Resisting him.
I wasn't. I didn't. As soon as he said to get in the vehicle, I got in the vehicle.
And
I didn't shut the door. And as soon as
the phone.
As soon as he said to shut the door, I shut the door.
Stay.
I did not. I'm not resisting
some guy named
anything.
Wayne over there can come get the kids.
Because like I told you,
I'm not resisting
I'm not dealing with him. You hopped out of the car. You were in the passenger.
I didn't know that I couldn't hop out of the car. You scared me. You frightened me.
When I'm walking away from the traffic stop, what do you mean? You can't hop? What?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get in trouble. I don't get pulled over and arrested.
You're not a kid. You understand how this works.
I didn't know that I could get out of the vehicle. As soon as you said that, I got back in.
No,
I'm so sorry.
No, you guys wanted to be assholes with me.
No, I wasn't being an asshole with you.
Listen, let's not go back and forth. It's not that time. Okay? When I went up there to tell you guys why, I didn't swerve. Listen, do you not know what constitutes a swerve?
You said that he crossed
You guys
the line,
crossed the line a couple times in a row.
And he did not. Did you see that while you were
all them recording.
with us? Was that when you turned around? You saw that before when you were
I followed you guys. I followed you guys for a little second.
Yeah.
For a little second.
Yeah. And why did you turn around to begin with? Because he crossed over the line? You saw that oncoming?
You see what my car says?
We weren't swerving.
Do you see what my car says?
We weren't swerving.
What does that car say? What does that car say? If I want to turn around in the middle of the road, guess what? I can turn around in the middle of the road.
You're supposed to be serving and protecting the people here. That's not protecting the neighborhood by following us in our own neighborhood. We went to the gas station to get snacks for our children.
Is that against the law to follow you guys? Is that against the law?
I didn't do it. We didn't break the law. We didn't swerve. We didn't do anything. We abided. And we abided. We pulled over.
These
this is the
cars
road.
have recordings.
This is the road. You can check the recordings. Nobody swerved. This is the road we live on. I went to get a drink and snack for my kids. I've been working all day. My dad, he's got cancer. I got to take him to his appointment in the morning.
Go ahead. Get it all out because you were asking him to explain to you, but you keep cutting him off, so he can't explain.
Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
The double lines, the double yellow lines in the middle of the road, okay? He crossed over and touched those lines more than once, okay? So now I'm thinking he's impaired, okay? So I conduct a traffic stop based on that reason. I'm not saying he's swerving all across.
Yes, he wasn't. That's all I'm saying.
Here you go again.
Okay.
You want an explanation? He's trying to give you an explanation.
I'm saying that
your mouth is what's got you in those handcuffs right now. Okay. And you still haven't figured that out.
In his own words, Deputy Williams claimed that Miss Michelle's mouth was what got her detained and put in handcuffs. In other words, Miss Michelle exercising her freedom of speech was why she got detained. Note that the First Amendment guarantees our rights to free expression and free association, which means that the government does not have the right to forbid us from saying what we like and writing what we like. We can form clubs and organizations and take part in demonstrations and rallies. Obstructing a public citizen or preventing them from exercising this right is a criminal offense, even for law enforcement officers. Section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for a person acting under color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States.
You want to be, what do you want to be? You want to tell me how to do my job?
No, sir.
This was supposed to be a simple traffic stop.
Yes.
Hey.
You frightened me because he doesn't have a warrant, and that was frightening to see.
Yeah, he's in the back of my car for no reason. You're right.
Okay. He has a warrant.
You're exactly right.
Have they confirmed
Not that
it yet?
we had ever heard of, so it was frightening.
It doesn't matter if you've heard of it or not. If he has a warrant.
Well, there's never been any accident or anything, so
it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You need to learn the definition of resisting, because resisting is pulling away from us when he asks you to hand him the phone.
Okay.
That's resisting when you don't do that. You understand that, right?
I said you could have the phone, and I handed it.
After we got you out of the car, you then said we could have the phone. Exactly. Right or wrong?
I wanted to ask you guys what.
All of this is
my
everything is being recorded.
Okay.
Probation coming or yeah. It's your lucky day. Look,
And I'm well aware you're going to get on Facebook, you're going to ask the sheriff's office, it is what it is.
look,
You look at me like that, I mean, like, you want to be a smart ass, I can hook you up and say the hell with
I'm
it.
listening to what you're
I
saying.
mean, like I said, that's what comes with talking shit.
look up the definition of resistance. Anytime that we request something, you must strictly comply.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
How many times I had to tell you to get back in the truck? A couple before you actually did. You said you can't tell me what to do.
You did. It's under recording. It's recorded. Everything that we're doing, everything that's been done, everything.
Now this is where we need to pause and look back at the footage to see whether Deputy Williams was lying or not. He claimed that when he ordered Miss Michelle to get back in the car, she replied by saying, "You can't tell me what to do." Luckily, it's rather easy to determine whether this was true or false. Watch closely.
You hop back in the car.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay,
You
I'm
hop back
keeping it on record.
I don't play that.
Yeah.
Hop back in
Now
the car.
you're cussing.
Hop
Okay.
back in the car.
Yeah, I don't got
Like I said, you said you can't tell me what to do. Hop back in the car.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay,
You said you can't tell me what to do.
I'm keeping it on record.
And so this was yet another lie, which is quite unsurprising by now. Regardless, Deputy Williams appeared to backtrack ever so slightly after realizing that the couple apparently had some social media presence. In other words, Deputy Williams was a tad bit worried about being exposed, having the world know how tyrannical he was, which is ironic.
Just remember before you try to go to social media and talk crap about what happened or what could have happened to you. Because technically, if I'd have hauled you to jail, you know who's going to come get you killed? DCF.
Okay, where am I?
You are free to go.
Can I say goodbye to him, please?
Sure. Why not?
Now listen, you got to take that in mind, okay? Remember when you want to be a dick to us? Yeah, it comes back. Full swing.
Yep. Have a good night.
Miss Michelle was finally placed out of the unlawful detainment and allowed to drive her kids home without her husband. Mr. John was transported to jail, and on the way there, Deputy Williams was caught on dash cam swerving off the road and running stop signs on multiple occasions. Once again, ironic. And what's worse is that Mr. John was not secured by a seatbelt. Deputy Williams completely neglected this very important safety precaution. At the jail, Mr. John was released after paying $200 and later realized that the incident report from this encounter did not mention anything about him swerving on the road, which was the primary reason for the traffic stop. Plus, he received no citation by the end of this ordeal. The initial charges and warrant from 5 months ago were eventually dropped too. Several months later in September 2023, both officers were suspended without pay. Sheriff's Office officials say a complaint was filed against Deputies Gerard Williams and Sam Quincy, claiming they violated First Amendment rights. Sheriff Bobby McCallum said the following: "Let me say that I, as sheriff, and the men and women of this agency, do not condone any violation of policy or standards of this agency. I am very proud of the men and women of this agency and their service to our citizens." He added that the 2 deputies are suspended with pay until the results are in from the internal affairs investigation. No further updates have been made as of the date of this recording, and Miss Michelle has a pending lawsuit against the Levy County Sheriff's Office. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter.